Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia, also known as SG. Here on my channel we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self-love and healing. Tonight I'm going to talk about Jasmina and Michael from Married at First Sight season 14. I really like them and I'm rooting for them. I don't know yet, but I am rooting for them. So I just want to talk about them a little bit. This is not a recap or a review. This is just me having a discussion. But first and foremost, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. And if you're just passing through, hello. Please subscribe if you like the content. Everyone, please turn on your notification bell, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, thank you. And I love you guys' comments. I love having those conversations below, so please let me know your thoughts down below, whether or not you agree with me or not, as far as what I'm about to say about Jasmina and Michael. All right, first I want to say I love Jasmina. I think she's gonna be my favorite person on the show. We're gonna see. Okay, I like her and Kantita. I like Noi as well. Lindsay I don't dislike, but Lindsay, I have different thoughts on Lindsay. Alyssa I don't dislike. I'm neutral on her. I don't, I'm neutral, but I really like Jasmina. She's my favorite so far. First I want to say she looked absolutely beautiful on her wedding day. I love that it wasn't a big old overdone look. I'm kind of over everybody being so overdone. It was very natural and neutral, and I like that. And I love that they jumped the broom and that they did the sweep. I thought that was great to see on TV because you don't see it as much anymore. I love the fact that she was able to break the ice with him. I loved her vows. I loved his too. He said he was going to be vulnerable. Now, Michael, we're going to hold you to this being vulnerable, okay? But I love that he said that he was going to be vulnerable. I just enjoyed their wedding. I think their families are going to get along really well. Michael's BFF is a lot. He's like Elijah. He's like up here with the energy. But they welcomed her, and that's going to be important for Jasmina, because even though she has a family, it's nice to go that your mate has a welcoming family. I think if they were like very distant and cold, that would turn her off, but they were very open and welcoming and supportive, so I thought that was nice. Same with her family. Her family seems to be welcoming towards Mike, especially the mom. I really like her mom, and you can tell she just doesn't want anything more than her daughter to be happy and not to have to hurt again. And I understand that. I think any mother would. I'm not a mom, but I understand that, right? So I enjoyed their interaction. I enjoyed how Jasmina would call Mike out, like with the champagne. She's like, no, drink the champagne. I think that Jasmina is a beautiful woman who has dated men who probably were too young. Men, I'm not for people getting married in their 20s or really being too serious in your 20s, because you don't know yourself. Right? I don't think a lot of the men were ready, but a lot of times when a woman is attractive, she is just an item to them. She's not a person. She's not human, and they have a version of you in their minds of what this woman is supposed to be like. And so if you're not like that, then they run. I think she may be a little bit too strong for them, which is good for her. But a lot of times they don't want you to be that way. They just want you to be how they want you to be. They want you to be pretty and quiet, and I don't think that's her personality. And that may have been some of the issues. I don't know, but I can see that happening. They don't want you to be a real person. They want you to be the one that's in their head, and she's not that. She's a person with feelings, thoughts. She's educated, but she seems to be very wise, very smart, very funny, very caring and compassionate, which is something I think Mike needs. I think he needs that compassion. I think he needs somebody that is nurturing, and I think he needs somebody that's safe for him. Mike just has to open up. Mike, you gotta open up. But I love that they were able to joke. I love that they were able to cuddle on the wedding night. She seems to be very comfortable around him, and he seems to be very comfortable around her. I like that too. I really think they could work, but it's gonna take some work. Not as much as Olajuwon and, well, I can't say that because Michael is really closed off, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Michael was taken away by his bride and how beautiful she was, and he's very happy with her beauty, and that's good. Jasmina says she just wants to be happy, and I have a concern here. I feel like happiness comes from within, so you have to be happy within yourself. Your person is just a cherry on top, so I want her to work on that for herself, because I know she seems to have like this abandonment, rejection feeling. Like she made a statement that, other people didn't commit to her because she wasn't good enough, and like I just really want her to know that she's more than enough, and you are good enough. You are more than enough, actually. So she has to get in that mindset, so she doesn't rely on him, because he works a lot now. He needs to make a compromise there. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. I think he needs to balance that out, and not that he needs to cut out his hours, but he would need to make sure that when he comes home, he has time to give to her. He's going to really have to carve out time to give to her. He's going to really have to let her know how important she is, and affirm her feelings and her presence and her value in his life. Michael, you really going to have to do these things. If you hear me, I'm talking to you. Please make sure you do those things. It'll make things so much easier for you. I love that the family, again, pinned her and said, you're part of us. I think that's going to be important to her, because she has this desire for family and to be wanted and to be loved and to be accepted. And I think they're going to give that to her. The sisters could be good or bad. If they don't know how to stay within their lane, that's going to be a problem, because I don't think Jasmine is going to take that too well. So they have to know when to be supportive, when to hold him accountable since he's the baby, when to set boundaries. Like, it's sometimes you just have to tell your sibling, you need to talk to your wife about it. Sometimes you have to send that person back. Like when I used to teach nursing, well, actually, when I was a clinical director, some of the students would come to me to tell me about concerns they had with their clinical instructor. And I would say, did you talk to your instructor about it? Right? I will always redirect them, and then we can escalate the situation to have a conversation and deal with the issue from there. But I would never let students come to me about their clinical instructor right out the gate. Like, no, you have to learn chain of command, and give that person that respect. And you should always respect your partner enough to be able to have a conversation with them about their concerns. So as long as they can do that versus intervening into their relationship, I think that'll all work out well. The conversation that Jasmina's mother had with Mike was spot on. Mike, I hope you're listening. But what I found interesting is that the father didn't say anything. I'm like, why aren't you saying anything? I wanted him to say something more than, just do whatever she says. He didn't shake his hand or anything like that. I found that to be interesting. I wish his father had spoke more. So this is how I think they can work, but this is what I think. I think Mike, maybe some grief counseling. Grief counseling will help him get to the point where he can be vulnerable, right? And if Jasmina offers him a safe space, which I think she will, where he can be vulnerable and not feel judged or belittled, because this is what I think. I think maybe Mike, because he's the youngest male, and I have a feeling that although he has a lot of siblings, they don't all share both parents, because he keeps saying he's the last of his name. So he's the youngest, and he is the youngest male. I think he has felt like, I should be able to protect my sisters more. I should have been able to do something about my parents more. A lot of times kids carry that burden, and I don't think a lot of parents understand how deep that burden goes. So I think he feels like he has to play that role, so he can't share his feelings and he can't be vulnerable because he's had to be the man of the house, although he's the big little brother, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, Michael, let that go, let it go, it's okay. You could be vulnerable with your wife, you know. Your wife loves you, or she's gonna love you, but she's gonna respect you. She said that she's gonna respect you, she's gonna remember that you're human. She let you know, I'm gonna have compassion for you, and I'm a place where you can be yourself and express yourself, and I'm not gonna be harshly judgmental towards you or mistreat you. Michael's gonna have to get out his head. He's gonna have to share his feelings, share his thoughts. You know, he doesn't pick up on social cues well either, so you gotta work on the social cue thing. Like when she was talking, when Jasmina was talking about the work schedule, he couldn't pick up on, she wanted to make sure that he was gonna have time for her. At that time, he could have just said, you know, but I'm gonna make time for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll make time for you. I'm gonna do what it takes to make this work. I think Jasmina needs that reassurance. So, like the mother said, he's gonna need to communicate. He may need to tell her she's beautiful. He's gonna really just need to open up and say what he's feeling and what he's thinking and what he appreciates about her. And set some time aside, Michael. Make sure you have some date nights set up and some time just for Jasmina, to make sure she knows how special and valuable she is to you. I already said I want Jasmina to work more on her self-esteem. You know, that's an internal work. And although she doesn't need grievance counseling, maybe just some counseling to help her understand that all these things aren't her fault, as far as her parents being gone and, you know, the men in her life that have mistreated her. Like, she has to learn that she can't own that, let that go, you know. You don't own it, and kind of grow from there and communicate to Michael what she needs. Just like at that table exchange when they were talking about time, she could have easily said, well, you know, I hope you can carve out time for me. It's important that we spend time together. She could have said, it's important that we spend time together. It's important to me that you and I have time. Like, will you have time for me? She could have worded it anyway, but just let him know that it's important that you are available to me emotionally and physically, because I think she needs both. So that they can have that conversation. But I'll give it to her. She kept initiating conversations, but he wasn't really picking up on it all the time. So he's gonna have to relax. I know they're nervous and this is just the beginning, so we'll see what happens. But communication is gonna be key. Vulnerability and reassurance is gonna be key for the two of them. They can do it. They just have to want to do it. I hope they work out, but if they don't, I wish them the best of luck. But this is just the beginning of the journey, so we will see. But I think they're a nice and good couple. Also, I know a lot of people don't think she's attracted to him. I don't think physical attraction is her main desire. She got her beard. She didn't get her height. But I really think Jasmina is in the place where she's just like, I just want a good man that's gonna love me, take care of me, respect me, and be with me. I think that's what she wants. I don't think she's stuck on how he looks. Attraction is important, yes, but I think she wants to be attracted to something else other than the physical, if that makes sense. I think she's okay with the physical coming. But Michael does take care of his body. He has a nice body and he has a beard. And she wanted to cuddle with him, so I don't think it's what they were thinking. I don't think he was, oh, he's so fine. But I don't think she was like, okay, no. Like Alyssa was like, no. So we will see. Let me know your thoughts below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you like the content.